for the Ideal Cooking in Carla's Kitchen, it's kind of a special day. Once a month, we get together with all of our children and grandchildren and celebrate the holidays for the month, the birthdays for the month. And this holiday is for one of my granddaughters who's just turning 10. And so it's her birthday we're celebrating today. And we get all of the kids. With all of our kids, we're a blended family. So we have 7 kids, 9 grandkids, 3 dogs. 2 of our kids have dogs for their kids. So it becomes a real festive event. And it's always a big meal. So I'm going to, because I'm doing this meal today for my family, I'm going to do a really big pot of this. But when you'll see the recipe is for a smaller scale, for 4 servings instead of, I think I'm cooking for 22 today. So what I'm going to do is I'm starting with 8 cups of water in this pot. And I'm going to make a bouillon that I'm going to boil some chicken in, and then we're going to barbecue it with our barbecue sauce we made, sugar-free barbecue sauce that we made. So because I'm doing such a big amount today, I'm going to kind of shorten some of the things up so we do this fairly quickly. I've got, in this you'll see in the recipe, I'm putting in 3 oranges. You won't see that in the recipe, it'll say 1 orange. It'll say 1 lime cut in half. And I'm just getting the juice from it. That's why I put the strainer over the top of it. So any seeds or any pulp doesn't actually go into it. Then we're going to do, I've already chopped up the onions, so it wasn't, we're doing a full cup of onions. In your recipe, I think it'll say like 6 tablespoons or something, I don't know. Anyway, the recipe will be much smaller. I'm just putting in, like I said, making a lot of chicken today. And then I've chopped up the carrots in small pieces. You can see that. I'm going to put in some carrots, celery, cilantro, and garlic. So I will chop up a couple of these things just in case, just so you can see how I do it. I'm sure you've watched other shows, so you probably know. Squeeze the limes in here. Sometimes rolling them helps. I also have a lime press. I probably should get out and make it a little faster. I can't find the lime press. Where is it? There. So I've got one of these that squeezes the juice out of the lime in here. Okay, so you get the general idea. So we're going to put this here. I'm going to put in a cup of the onion. The recipe will call for that much. As far as garlic goes, this is what I do. I smash the garlic clove. I'm sure you've seen that with a blade. That takes the skin off and leaves just the meat of the garlic. That's the way I like to chop garlic. Pull the skin off. Comes off fairly easy then. So I've got a couple cloves. I've chopped most of my garlic for this already. So pull off. It's kind of, falling apart already. And then you just quickly chop it in small. This one, you don't have to get really small. Sometimes whatever the recipe is, you want really minced or chopped up really small garlic because you don't want to have big chunks of the garlic. In this one, it doesn't matter because you're trying to get the garlic flavor. So as you can see, I've already chopped up most of the garlic for this. And put garlic in there. About the same amount of chopped carrots. So same thing. People aren't going to be eating these. These are same thing with the celery. As far as celery, I like to do it this way. I like to slice it down. And if you don't need small chunks, slice it down a few times. And that gets really small enough pieces. So we're going to put that much celery into it. Finish this off. The cilantro, same thing. Some recipes you really need to cut your cilantro down into really small pieces. For this one, we don't need to. It's the same thing. You're just trying to get the cilantro flavor. So you want to cut it to open those stems up to release the flavor, but you don't need it real small. So that much cilantro. And then it does have quite a bit of salt. So you'll see in the recipe, I think it'll be 4 tablespoons for the recipe they'll do. This one I'm doing a half a cup. And then we'll stir that just a little. Like this. There we go. Okay, it's ready. Now what we're going to do is we've got, the recipe will show you, we've washed the chicken already, and we're going to use thighs and drumsticks for this recipe. We're going to boil them on the stove for 20 minutes. And I've got the drumsticks. See how many? It's a big group coming today. So I'll put this. And so we will boil these for 20 minutes. Now the other thing I like about this recipe is I do this ahead of time. This is the morning, I'm getting this all done, and then I'll put this in the refrigerator. And then I'll pull it out just a little before I want to barbecue it to bring it to, not quite to room temperature obviously with chicken, but to just take the chill out of the chicken. I'll put the barbecue sauce on, and then today we'll actually take the camera out and show you the barbecue, and I'm sure all the grandkids will be there, so it'll be fun. So this is the first part, and then we'll come back when we're ready to barbecue. But so now it's just going to boil. I probably should show you, this chicken has boiled now for 20 minutes, and it's, you know, it's still white, but it's registering 160 degrees. So it's basically cooked. We're going to finish it on the barbecue, but just so you get an idea, this is what it'll look like. Okay. So it's basically cooked. We're going to put the barbecue sauce on it, and then we'll finish it off on the barbecue later today when everyone gets here. That's why I like this recipe, is that I can do it up now and then finish it off later today. Now the barbecue sauce we made a couple of days ago. So I put it in a jar, and all we're going to do is then spread that barbecue sauce over the top of it. And that's really easy. Of course, it's always nice if you have your pastry brush already. Oh, jeez. Okay. There it is. Pastry brush. Take and put your barbecue sauce that you made, or your favorite, like I said, and then just put it over the top. Like brush it on all sides. You can let it sit in the fridge, or you can just go right now, put it right on the barbecue right now, 5 minutes just to give it a coating and to kind of sear that barbecue sauce in there, and serve. It's very versatile, very easy recipe, very tasty. Today we're going to show you how to finish the chicken, the barbecue chicken. Now, yesterday when I did this for the family, I wanted to show it, but the video camera quit working, froze up, wouldn't do anything, so couldn't finish it or show you yesterday with all my kids and grandkids here, which I'm really sad about because that's what I was planning on doing. So I'm going to show you up close how we do this. It's very simple. Get your barbecue to a medium-high heat, and then clean it off, and then you've already put the barbecue sauce on the chicken, and it's basically cooked, so all you're doing is giving it a nice look. You're going to heat it up if you put it in the fridge for overnight, or done it earlier in the day. But if not, all you're going to do is give it a good smoky flavor from the barbecue, and then that's how you'll finish it off. If you've kept it in the fridge for a while, like I did with these, you need to leave it on probably about 5 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, and actually get it a good
color and actually heat at the end.